Good evening, y'all, and welcome to this week's edition of Double K's Classroom. I am Double K. Get your books out and your pens ready and step into my classroom.
The following Four Aces production is for mature audiences only. Listener discretion is highly advised.
Hey, y'all, what's up? What's up? It's me, Double KK Double. And I'm here watching this AFC Championship game while I'm spitting some facts to y'all. While I'm speaking of AFC Championship games, that transitions me into my first topic of the day, which is the one and only TB12, Tom Brady, retiring. Well, the first question we ask at the beginning part of this segment is, did Tom Brady indeed retire? Because there are conflicting reports from some people that we trust, because Adam Schefter is somebody that I happen to trust as a reliable source when it comes to sports knowledge or sports information. And he's reporting that Tom Brady is retiring, but Tom Brady is possibly saying, like, no, he's not. And people are saying, like, yeah, if Tom Brady is that petty dude that only retired because he wasn't able to make or only unretired because he wasn't able to make the announcement himself, that would be hilarious if Tom just came back because, like, y'all, for ruining my announcement, come back and play another year. But I don't know. It would seem like the right time for Tom to go out. Like, the team was good, but it wasn't like they didn't win a Super Bowl. He proved that he still got it, like, with his numbers over the past 2 years. Won a Super Bowl last year. Right off into the sunset, big boy. You know, home is calling. The wife is calling. She's evidently been wanting him to retire for a few years now. So I'm happy that I'm happy that, you know, he can still play. Like, go out while you can still do it. Don't do it when you're sitting in a wheelchair because you didn't got your back broke because you was out there during a time which you shouldn't have been. Like, real talk. Like, don't do it like that. Like, don't die on the football field. Like, walk off while you still can. And I'm all for it. I'm all for it 100%. Now, if Tom Brady does retire, what will be his legacy? Legacy. Legacy is planting seeds in a garden we will never grow to see. Tom Brady. His legacy will be that for the time being, for right now, for as we speak, he is the GOAT. He is the greatest of all time when it comes to winning as a member of any sports. There are very few, like Bill Russell in the NBA, you know, winning 12 championships in 13 years or 11 in 13 years. Like that's something that'll never be touched in basketball. I think that Tom Brady's, like, numbers and what he did, 10 Super Bowls, multiple three-peats, or multiple times where he went to Super Bowl 3 in a row, winning 7 out of 10, persistently being in the playoffs, like, never really had a sidestep to his career outside of the 1 year when he got injured. His legacy will be as the GOAT, like, just same way as Montana's is. Montana's in that GOAT conversation. I don't care what you want to say about him. 4 Super Bowls, okay, he doesn't have as many as Brady, but he's 4-0 in the Super Bowl, and that counts for something. And that means every time that he went there, he won. Montana's in that GOAT conversation. John Elway's in that GOAT conversation. He only won 2 Super Bowls, and he didn't even win them with the team that drafted him. Or no, he did. He did with the Bucks or with the Broncos. Peyton Manning, he's got to be in that GOAT conversation. He only won like 3, I want to say 2 in Denver and one in Indy. Went to 4 Super Bowls total. Like, y'all don't get it. Like there's a lot of people up there, but Tom sits above them all. 7-3 in the Super Bowl, friggin' all those MVPs, just doing it the way he's been doing it at age 43, 44, 45, doing shit that guys his age. Like, I watched Warren Moon play into his 40s, and like Warren Moon was no Tom Brady in his 40s when he was playing that late into his career. He's nowhere near Tom Brady. So, all right. All right, now here's the question nobody else is asking. This is what makes me wonder if he really is retired. Is what happens to the Bucks now? Like, wasn't Blaine Gabbert their backup? Like, did they draft a kid? Like, I don't know. Like, what's Bruce Arians going to do if Tom does retire? Because that means they not only lost Antonio Brown, which is, thank God they lost Antonio Brown. They haven't, like, they've lost them Antonio Brown. They'll lose Gronk. Because I'm pretty sure, I'm almost 100% sure, as soon as Brady says I'm retired officially, Gronk is right behind him saying I'm done too. Gronk only came back to whatchamacallit, to play with Tom Brady. So like you know what I'm saying, you're losing Gronk, AB, and Tom Brady all in one season, and what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You ain't got a high pick, so it ain't gonna be no, top of the line quarterbacks. That, and this has been multiple times said that this isn't really gonna be that much of a quarterback driven draft. So I don't know. TB, like, I have a lot of respect for you, but damn, these people are gonna be scrambling if you do retire, scrambling. But TB, thank you for all the years. Like, you're a Bay Area boy, so I've supported you kind of from day one for that reason. As much as a lot of my friends in the Bay, being Raiders fans, did not like you, I've always respected you, and the fact that you were a Michigan man. I'm a Michigan fan, and I wanted to see you succeed. Especially once I found out you was from the Bay and you went to Michigan. Oh, that was it. That was a lot. Tom Brady sport all day. So that, and you get a lot of the flack. You get a lot of the same flack that my boy Jimmy G gets. So hopefully he can overcome it and win San Francisco at least one Super Bowl before he bounces out of town. Kind of like you did with the Bucks. All right. So the next half of this thing, or next part of this particular part of the show, is going to be in what I'm watching right now, which is the AFC Championship game. First question I was going to ask is, can Mahomes do it again? Can Mahomes lead the Chiefs to another Super Bowl? It'll be their third Super Bowl in 4 years, or the fourth Super Bowl? Like, yeah, because they played the Niners and they played the third straight Super Bowl. Can he lead them to their third straight Super Bowl? It's looking like it. Kansas City's up 21-3 over Cincinnati right now in the second quarter. So, like, let's take a look at how Kansas City got here, though. They got the 1 seed, or they got the 2 seed, I believe. They were right behind Tennessee as far as record. They ended up with the 2 seed. They ended up playing who was it in the first round? And they blew them out. Hold on. Let me pull up the trusty number finder. No. We're going to take a look at Kansas City's. What I'm looking up right now is we're going to take a look at Kansas City's run to this AFC Championship game right quick. And then we'll take a look at the Bengals run as well. Let's see. All right. So divisional round, wild card round, the Chiefs played the Steelers and romped them 42-21. Divisional round, the Chiefs played the Bills and put up another 42 points and ended up getting the victory. Now, the Bengals did beat the Chiefs during the regular season, like 34 or something. But right now, it's looking like the Chiefs are running away with this one when they're up 21-3. This team has been here before. This is the 4th consecutive year that the AFC Championship has been in Kansas City. It's funny because it seems like if you look back now, that in that last year, in that first year for them in the AFC Championship game was Tom Brady's last year in the AFC and his last Super Bowl over there as well. Like that's what's hella weird. It's like it was a passing. That game was a passing of the torch game, despite the Chiefs losing, because they would proceed then to go to 3 more AFC Championship games and do what the Patriots have been doing for the past like decade in the AFC, making sure that every year the road to the Super Bowl goes through them. The conference road to the Super Bowl goes through them, and that's just a beautiful thing. That's just much respect to Kansas City. Can Mahomes do it again? At this point, it looks like he can. Now, the next question would be, can Joe Burrow pull it off? Is he for real? I believe Joe Burrow is the real deal. I think Cincinnati's back for a little spell. I think like for the next 5-10 years until they use up Joe Burrow, I believe that Cincinnati will be relevant. Joe Mixon is young enough. They got Jamar Chase to replace AJ Green. They got T. Higgins, who came out of nowhere. They got Tyler Boyd, who was slow and steady even during the Andy Dalton era. So you got a lot of good cats on that squad that are very, very young, and we'll see moving forward if they can keep it going. But right now, it looks like their Cinderella run in the playoffs may be over, but you never know. You know what I'm saying? There's still a whole second half to play. There's still 30 more minutes of football left to play. And they're only down 21-3 right now. And they can cut it to 21-10 if they get lucky, or if they get on a run before halftime. If they make it 21-10 before halftime, then shoot. This could be a game by the time the end of that next quarter comes. Now, as for my prediction about what's going to happen in this show, or what in this episode, or not a show, but in this game, I don't know. Like I said, my brain wants to go with what I'm already seeing, which is that the Bengals defense just cannot seem to stop Patrick Mahomes and them boys and get that W. But then there's a part of me that just says, like, we thought we had the Bengals in the bag as the 49ers did when we went to Cincinnati and was up on them at halftime, and they managed to bring themselves all the way back and tie it up before regulation. And I could see them doing that against the Chiefs and taking us to overtime, and maybe the Chiefs getting a victory there. But I'm going to say that my prediction for the AFC Championship game in the finish is going to be Kansas City by 5. I think the Bengals will make a small run in the second half, and Kansas City by 5. So Kansas City in on the AFC Championship game. So I want to thank you for watching me or listening in here. We're going to close out this half right now with me saying, I'll see y'all on the other side, where we're going to talk some NFC Championship, and we're going to talk the Golden State Warriors, the NFC Championship game with my boys, my boys, the San Francisco 49ers. Peace. You are listening to Double K's Classroom right here on the 4Aces Presents Radio Network. Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, CastBox, and wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Hey guys and gals, this is Double KK Double. What if I told you there was a show where you could listen to two avid fans talk pro wrestling, movies, and comics? Well, there is, and it's called the Cheap Pop Podcast with K Double and Alpha, and it's on every Sunday night at 5 p.m. on the 4Aces Presents Radio Network, Spreaker.com. Imagine this. It's Friday night. You're at home wishing you can listen to an amazing playlist of some of your favorite music from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s. Pop, rock, whatever. Then take out your favorite podcast listening device and tune in to KD5P, otherwise known as K-Double's Fifth Period Music Class. Every Friday night from 8 to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, K-Double brings you some of your favorite tunes live on the Four Aces Presents Radio Network on Live 365. And I'm back to talk some 49ers football, or what is known as the NFC Championship game, taking place in SoFi South. Was it? We got Levi South. Levi South. That's just it right there, Levi South. Once again, the ticket sales indicate that there's going to be probably more 49ers fans than Rams fans at the game, but we'll see when this game kicks off here in a little over 2 hours. This is a game that just got a whole lot of history behind it and a whole lot of little mini stories within it that I like. You start out with the Shanahan-McVay lineup. McVay's like 1-7, 0-6 against Shanahan since Shanahan's been at the helm of the 49ers. Like it's basically the same way that Pete Carroll owned Jim Harbaugh, dating back to the USC Stanford games. Like that's the way Kyle Shanahan owned Sean McVay, even though at one point they were all on the same, them, Matt LaFleur and Kyle Shanahan were all on the same staff. It's going to be a brutal game. I know it's going to give me a heart attack. I already took my heart medication. And I'm relaxing, trying to keep it calm until it comes time to watch the game, because I know this game is going to give me a heart attack, because I know that guys like Jimmy G are going to go out there and do shit that's going to make me mad, and the defense hopefully will be able to do what they've done all season long and be able to protect the offense even when the offense does make mistakes, and give them opportunities to be able to be part of something special. Because here's the deal. In week 8, we was 3-5. I ran all this down for y'all last week. And then we proceeded to go 9-2 since. Can the Rams break the curse? I don't know. I'm scared, y'all. As a 49ers fan, it's all about what is the bigger narrative for this season as far as the sports gods go. What is the bigger narrative? The Rams breaking the curse? Having not beaten the 49ers in 3 years, in 6 games? Is that the narrative that wins out today? Or is the narrative of the San Francisco 49ers making this improbable run since the middle of the season and flipping a switch and becoming the team that everybody thought that they could be before the end of the season and reaching the Super Bowl? Those are the two narratives that really play through. And like I said, can the Rams break the curse? I don't know. I really don't know, because it just seems like we have the Rams number, because it's been like Shanahan has figured it out. No matter who we have, no matter how much better the Rams team is than the 49ers still end up getting the W somehow. I'll use, for instance, their week 18 matchup. The Rams went up 17-0 or 17-3 by halftime. And something in the second half where the 49ers just said, no, this is not the end of our season. This is not the end of this game. We gonna do this. And they pulled it all the way back and got the victory and on the field goal. And I thought the game was over. Check out the last episode of Double K's Classroom. I sat there watching it like, oh, this game's over. But yeah, here we sit on the brink of another Super Bowl. And just so everybody understands, mock me all you want in the comments, blah, 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 blah. Do what you got to do, but understand something. It's no skin off my back on this one. Because bottom line is 49ers wasn't supposed to be here. The way they were planning to start this season, 3-5, etc., they wasn't supposed to be here, but they here. Bang, bang. So that being said, are the 49ers for real? I think they are, because I think anybody that saw this team coming into the season knew that this team had a real good chance of being this damn good. That was why the NFC West was considered basically one of the top two hardest divisions in football from day one. It's because they knew that the 49ers, the Seahawks, the Rams, and the Cardinals were all going to be good. So here we stand, two NFC West teams fighting for the NFC Championship, and only one of us can go to the Super Bowl. Now, as for my prediction, I don't want to predict this game because I don't want to jinx my boys. I don't want to predict this game because I don't want to jinx my boys. San Francisco wins in a squeaker, 27-24. That's about the best I can do, because this Rams team is damn good and they're coming in damn hungry. But so is this 49ers team. Deebo Samuel and Elijah Mitchell don't realize exactly how critical they are to us getting to a Super Bowl. Jimmy, don't make mistakes. Let me repeat that again. Jimmy, no fumbles, no interceptions. If you don't turn the ball over, I think we're like 100,000 and 0. If you turn the ball over, we're like 8-58. I don't know. I'm making up numbers at this point. But I know that our record is not good when you have a pick or an interception, despite the last 2 weeks, and it's really a lot better when you have no turnovers at all. So Jimmy, that's your goal for today. No turnovers. Niners, 27-24. All right, so let's move on to the gold and blue, the Golden State Warriors, who have improved their record to an NBA second best of 37-13, I believe. Yeah, 37-13 through 15 games. They're 3 games behind the Phoenix Suns, who are 38-9. Even with Clay back, this team is struggling. And I think part of it is because as soon as they got Clay back, they lost Draymond. So the chemistry is a little bit off. And I'm not blaming that. The teams that have beat us have earned their victories, like the Indiana Pacers, et cetera. They've earned those, the New Orleans Pelicans, they've earned those victories. Not taking anything away from them. But at the end of the day, yeah, like those are games they shouldn't have lost. They should be right up there with Phoenix as far as record. But this may work out good for them. This may work out good. They got the win. They got the season sweep over the Brooklyn Nets with the win last night. And I thought that was very important, because despite the fact that we were shorthanded, and so were they, with no Harden, just Kyrie on the floor, no Harden, no KD, they ended up losing by a little bit and probably should have won the game. They gave us a run. But we're playing without our heart and soul, or not the Warriors are playing without their heart and soul, so I can also understand how that can affect their ability to be able to dominate a team like the Nets the way that they did early on in the season. Draymond was there for the early on. He wasn't there this time around. But they still get the W, which is important, because we need to build confidence in young people like James Wiseman. James Wiseman should be making his return, they say, probably by the end of February. And so to get him involved in the rotation so that he can get used to things before playoff time comes, so he can understand his role. I don't think that he's going to play as big of a role as we would like him to. Like, I doubt he'll start. Kevin Looney has been doing decent enough to hold on to his starting job. But the second lineup of Jordan or Damian Lee or Gary Payton II, Jordan Poole, Niema Bjelica, who is it? Yeah, Niema Bjelica, Otto Porter Jr., and then Wiseman at the 5. I like that. Or no, sorry, not named Belka. Andre Iguodala, Jordan Poole, and Andre Iguodala at the 3, and then Otto Porter or Nehemiah Bjelica at the 4, and then James Wiseman at the 5 as a backup. I'm here for that. That's strong front court, strong back court. Let's do it. So we will watch as the Warriors continue to grow throughout the season. Congratulations, before I close out the segment, about the Warriors to Andrew Wiggins, a first-time All-Star. A first-time All-Star in his career, was kind of slighted back in Minnesota. Basically, at certain points, called a bust. But I think he's proven and revitalized his career in the gold, in the yellow and blue, and shown that he can be a vital part to a championship run for a team. And I think he will be a vital part to a championship run if they make it that far for this Warriors squad. I believe that like I said, I believe that this Warriors squad is one of those teams that can literally beat anybody on any given day. On any given day. This Warriors team healthy can beat just about anybody in the league. And don't get me started on them damn Lakers. Barely over 500 losing to Charlotte. Don't get me Charlotte's a good team. The Warriors lost to them too, but damn, dude, with the firepower that the Lakers have, they should not be losing to these squads. But they are. And everybody's saying, oh, they're saving it for the playoffs. And they're going to come to a rude awakening in the playoffs. Or they're going to overplay their hand and they're not even going to make the playoffs. We'll talk about that more in the coming weeks. Football's winding down and basketball's beginning to take over. I want to thank you for listening in to this edition of Double K's Classroom. I know I've had fun bringing it to you. So yes, I'm calling Niners Chiefs in the next Super Bowl. We'll see if I'm right in 2 weeks. Next week, tune into me on Live 365 under the 4 Aces Presents Radio Network. For my next edition of KD5P. I just did a recent episode last week. Fortunately, you can't go back and listen to it, but I just did a recent episode, a Meatloaf tribute episode. Next week's going to be more of a 90s melody. So I hope you guys enjoy it one way or another. All right. Till next week, as I always say, class is dismissed. Peace.